SFL Nation, what up, though? Welcome to the SFL. Yes, you heard right. It's me on play-by-play. Somehow they continue to keep me up here in the booth doing it. By my side, I got free agent soon to be, DJ Kilgannon on color commentary. Cam in the booth doing what he does. Yo, DJ, we got a good matchup today. The 8-2 DC Dragons taking on a 2-7 Bossier City Steamers. Both teams one team playing for pride, one team playing for playoff positioning. How do you see this game shaking out today?
You know, Eddie, this is going to be an interesting one because, as a good buddy of yours has always said, Bossier City this season has looked like the unluckiest SFL team of all time. If I saw Bossier City winning any game that they shouldn't, this game could be the one. Both teams pass the ball very well, but both defenses are very good against the pass. Bossier City just needs a few turnovers to go their way, and I think they can win this one.
Bossier City won the coin toss and elected to receive the ball, and we are underway. Gonna field this ball around the 2-yard line. Out and underway we go. Nice return. Makes a man miss before finally being tackled. They're going to mark him down at the 28-yard line as Dave Axis. Let's go over these starting lineups for these Bossier City Aztecs. At quarterback, Johnny Pickler, former #1 overall pick. In the backfield, you got Rob Noel, Robert Nemchek, and Speedy Gonzalez. While receiving core consists of Dave Axis, Vin Callier, Jeff Banfield, and tight ends Adam Williams and Garrison Blue. On the offensive line, you got tackles Yogi Barr, Hokie Barr, Anthony Anderson, and Jukin Rukin. On first down, Bossier City comes out in a triple set. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, going to send 1 wide receiver in motion. That's going to be Vin Callier, their #1 receiver. Going to hand this ball off on a strong outside zone play. Runs over a man, gets a first down marker, and finally brought down after a gain of about 18 yards. Wow, that's got to be one of Rob Noel's best carries of the season here, right on first down.
It absolutely was. And that's one thing going into this game I really wanted to see from Bossier City. We talked about how both teams' pass defense are very potent. If Bossier City wants to take this one, the run game is going to have to be what's catalyzing their offense.
At one point early last season, he looked like he was going to be the most improved player of the season, but he kind of tailed off. If he can get that kind of productivity going today, it's going to really do wonders for this offense. Second straight down, going to be a triple set. Going to line up again. This time it's going to be a dive right up the middle for a gain of about a yard before finally being tackled and brought down. Let's go over this DC Dragons defense. On the defensive line, you got Kano Fortson, John Gary, Seth Harrison, Mike Wagner, and Jose Fuentes, a 5-man front. Linebackers Nick Fargo, Chris Britton Jr., and we get that secondary in a moment. Bunt set here on 2nd and 8, going to drop straight back, 5-step drop, throws the ball right over the middle, and it is complete for another first down. This offense looking good. Jeff Banfield with the reception.
Yeah, I mean, this Bossier City's offense hasn't had a huge problem with producing. I mean, they've been able to move the ball well. We've seen them do it in games, even when they lose. Huge explosive offensive productions. They just, I mean, it always comes down to the wire and they fall short of it.
Look at that patch there, contributed there, and a benefit for B.E. Robo, who will be retiring at the end of the season. Double set here. Going to keep this 3 wide receiver theme. Going to be a handoff to the right side. Picks up about 6 yards. And Bossier City doing a great job staying ahead of the chains. Let's go ahead and finish the rest of this defense for DC Dragons. You got corners, Jadoobie Doo, Dale Bullock, along with safeties Billy Beers, Tyler Highfield, Peanut Say, and Kevin Say Jr. Our joker set, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver. Going to send a fullback in motion. Against this 4-4 defense, going to be a run up the gut by the quarterback before he is blasted down. Hard hit on Johnny Pickler. He's got to learn to slide, DJ.
Yeah, I know you don't like seeing that, and taking the full brunt of that hit from the safety at full speed. Yeah, you need to bring out the slip and slide in practice and get those quarterbacks down.
Billy Beers, 6 feet, 190 pounds, and he put all of it there into that hit into Johnny Pickler's chest. Staying with this 3 wide receiver thing, going to be double set again versus this 4-2 nickel defense. Going to be another handoff, strong power, running over a man before finally being brought down at the gain of 3 yards. And so far early on, Rob Noel is running with purpose.
Yeah, he sure is. Barreling over defenders, and it looks like DC is sort of expecting it, sending a few of their linebackers at the point of attack, trying to attack the inside gaps. But Bossier City, their offensive front, doing a very good job of opening up those holes.
Bear defense going to be a drop back out of this Joker set, going to hand off to a wide open Vin Collier, line up in the backfield, picks up about 7 yards, and another Bossier City first down.
Yeah, that's a great play call. You're going to see the linebacker blitzing around the edge there, and that just completely left Collier open to that flat route. The cornerback on that side was playing so far off the line of scrimmage that flat route was going to be completely open. They read it very well off the line, and it was a great play call.
Bunt set, man-to-man defense, surveys the field, and throws it right to a defender. Looks like the receiver got bumped off his route, and that ball is intercepted. Great job by Peanut Say, reeling the ball in.
All right, let's see another look at this, because that drive just went from so perfect to just disaster in just a few seconds. It seemed Pickler just led the receiver way too far out in front. It's a little bit too much mustard on it, and no chance the receiver could have got it.
Yeah, it looked like the receiver did definitely, I think it was Jeff Banfield, got bumped off his route, interrupted the timing of that play. DC coming out in this base bunt set, they love it. It seems like they run it every week throughout the season, going to run a strong power off of it. And look at the running room, just a few inches marked short of a first down is Seth Harrison.
Yeah, Sam Harrison's been running all over the place here in DC. It's a very potent two-headed backfield. Kevin Say and Sam Harrison both splitting carries very well, within 14 of each other coming into this week.
Strong eye jack set, going to send Lauren Pococo in motion. Got to keep a body on her at all times. But it's going to be a toss out to that side. And before Ronnie be dropped down for a loss on a play, it's Kevin Say.
Yeah, it looks like Bossier City is ready for the run. You saw how many defenders they packed into the box on that play, sent a lot of pressure again to the inside points of the line of scrimmage, and they're doing it again here. 3rd
down and 1. Strong eye jack set, going to be a toss to the fullback. Tackle for 2 consecutive losses on the play. Great job by this Bossier City defense getting locked in.
Yeah, and those safeties, they're quick enough that if they play inside the box, they're going to get out to those tosses, especially if you have them on the edge of your defense. We're seeing it there. They did. Packing all your linebackers in tight in case they run it up the middle, leaving your safeties on the edge in case that safety blanket is needed. And it certainly was on that play, and worked really well in the favor of Bossier City. So despite the turnover, which, you didn't get any points out of what was a great drive, you hold DC to 8.
Held them to a punt, yes, indeed, but you want to take advantage anytime you get inside the SFL red zone. Let's see if they can take advantage of this great starting field position here on a 43-yard line. They love this 3-wide receiver set here early on. Triple set again for Johnny Pickler. It's kind of going to be a strong power off to that left side. And look at Rob Noel continuing to run with an attitude.
Yeah, the blocking is terrific. There was a pulling guard that went all the way 5-6 yards downfield and laid a great block. Gave him so much extra room to run as the play produced.
A Joker set versus this 4-4 defense. Going to send a fullback in motion to the strong side. Going to be another quarterback keeper scrambling for a first down, and Johnny Pickler that time decided to slide. I guess he got the memo.
Yeah, certainly did. After that first hit, rung his bell. Learned his lesson for sure. You can see the linebackers there of DC are split out pretty wide on that last play, and Bossier City, did a nice job of taking advantage of it, and they split the middle of them with that QB sneak.
Double set. They love this strong outside zone so far out of both sets, doubles and triple, but this time DC adapting to what BCS is doing out here.
Yeah, and you look at Bossier City, we talked about it at the start of this call. They're a team who passes first and runs later. Now Rob Noel is continuing what's been a solid season in the carries he's been given.
Triple set, another strong power run, and this time DC bottles them up but picks up about 2 yards, set up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, now you're kind of forced to pass, but even in this game, apart from that 1 interception, Eddie, they've been throwing the ball pretty well. 2 completions before that pass on 2 passes. Both completions previously were longer than the amount of yardage they need now to convert.
Bunt set versus this 3-2 down. They're going to bring a blitz out of it, bringing 5 all day to throw. Offensive line holds up, but unfortunately, it's a bang-bang play, and BCS is unable to capitalize, going to force a 4th down.
Yeah, you know, that's the right read. You have enough time to let the route develop across the field. You throw it to your best receiver, and the defender just makes a good play. Johnny Pickler did exactly what he should have done, what he was supposed to do. Sometimes the defense just shows up.
Got to try and pin DC deep here. It's the punter, Danny Dimes. And look at this great punt, but unfortunately unable to down it inside the 5. DC's going to start this drive off at the 20. First down and 20 for Sabaz City. Sabaz Synergy in this DC Dragons offense. They love this bunt set. Again, like I said, they run it every week, whether it's base personnel or full wide receiver. This had to be a power play off to the strong side. And we got a man down for Bossier City. Yeah, you hate to see it. Zach Holdorf goes down. Hopefully he's okay. But while they tend to him, let's go over this DC Dragons offense. At quarterback, Shabazz Synergy. Tailbacks, Kevin Say, Sam Harrison, and fullback Chuck Steller. Wild outs, you got Ronnie Shanahan, Mason Kirby, and former Scorpion Connor Weston. Tight ends, Jay Hayden, another former Scorpion. Lauren Pococo, the best in the business. And tight end, James Walters. We go over that offensive line here in a moment. Bunt set, looks straight down the field, and finds Lauren Pococo. I'm telling you, you got to put 2-3 bodies on her, and sometimes that's not even enough as he reels in a contested catch for a 1st down.
Yeah, I mean, multiple bodies for sure. You're going to get another look at it here. You see the route developing over the middle of the field. Catch was made in traffic. The corner was there the entire time. But that's what you have your big tight end for, is those contested catches like that.
6'7", 260 pounds, and runs like a deer. Just uses her body as a shield between herself and the defender to pick up that 1st down. Bunt set again. Man defense going to run a power play off of it again. And this time Sam Harrison is turned to pick up about 7 yards. 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams are happy running the ball in this game so far, Eddie. It looks like they're super content doing that up to this point, and it's helping them stay ahead of the chains.
Absolutely. Strong-eyed jack set. 3 tight ends on the field, including Lauren Pococo. Going to be a toss out to the back. And look at the blocking by the tight end, setting the edge. This allows Kevin Say to pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, terrific blocking. Setting the edges is the wide receivers. And that's really the core of those outside runs like that, is whether or not your receivers and tight ends can block those linebackers and corners off the edge. We saw some great blocking there.
Base personnel versus this Bear defense. I'd love to see a toss out to the strong side, but instead they decide to do a give on a strong power play out to that strong side. Probably loses about a half a yard there, Furco with the tackle.
Yeah, and I like your call there. There was a lot of room out to that side, and maybe if the back could have had just a step or more to the outside, you could have seen a lot more room, but wrangled down just before we could get there.
Man defense. Bossier City showing pressure. Do they bring it? Do they back out of it? That's what Sabaz Synergy has to try to figure out here, trying to read the defense. Going to be a 5-step drop. They do bring 6, and time runs out on Sabaz Synergy. Down he goes. Going to be a loss of 5 on the play. 3rd down and 15.
And that's Jabu Slim getting their 5th sack on the season from that defensive tackle position. And that's what happens whenever you're a team that likes to bring pressure. Bossier City bringing a lot of it there. And Sabaz Synergy, who gets sacked not very much, bottom 10 in the league as far as, or top 10 in the league as far as getting sacked. There was only 14 before that play.
Going to be a trip set, rolled out to the strong side, throws down the middle field, and lucky to not have that one going back the other way. Bossier City all over that one. I'm not sure how he dropped it. It hit him right in the hands.
Yeah, that's one of your non-contracted linebackers, Frank Chamberlain, who was trying to pull that in. He's not on the contract for a reason. Had too much popcorn on the sideline that play. I mean, it's still a punt. You're still getting the ball back, but you would have had much, much better field position. That's something to maybe think about if this next drive doesn't go Bossier City's way.
Defensive-minded contest thus far for both teams as Bossier City fields his ball and returns it out to about the 32-yard line. Dave Axis with the return.
Yeah, now if you're Bossier City, Eddie, I feel like you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Your run game, whenever they get room, is producing at a very high level up to this point. It just seems like whenever DC forces them into passing downs, they start to panic just a bit.
Decent starting field position here for Johnny Pickler. Comes out first time today in a strong spread set. Looks like man defense, but they bring both linebackers on the blitz.
Ooh.
Time runs out, has to rush the ball out a bit before he wants to, and unable, unfortunately, for Vin Callier for the route to develop, him to come up with that completion.
Yeah, that's a scary play. It's a two-step drop for your quarterback. I mean, 1.5 even. It looked like that throw was almost right off the snap. And especially when you're mixing that with a blitz from the defense, you got to get the ball out quick. Certainly did there.
That was a 90 quick hitch, and that ball is designed to come out quick, but with the blitz coming right up the A gap, had to get rid of it. They love this strong outside zone play out of this double set, and so far they're working out great for him. Rob Noel picks up 5.
Yeah, they ran a nickel look there, and they had a defensive back showing a blitz on that side that they ran the ball to, which made the leading blocker have to block the cornerback, which left that linebacker open to get the tackle. A nice design hitch on that play.
3rd down and 5. Johnny Pickler gets the ball out, has a man one-on-one right down the middle of the field, but unfortunately unable to pick it up. Both of you guys have to punt.
Johnny Pickler seems to be just getting in his own head at this point. His first 2 passes of the game were completed for 23 yards combined. His 3rd pass led to an interception. After that, not a single other completion. All we've seen is their run game being able to produce. And, I mean, it's even slowed down a little bit. DC certainly adapting to what Bossier City's doing.
Going to be a great punt and a nice return by DC. Going to be marked down at the 20-yard line. Both these teams' offenses have sputtered these last couple drives, DJ.
Yeah, they sure have. Just seems very stagnant. Like you had mentioned earlier, Eddie, very defensive-minded. I mean, we're seeing these defenses show up, play some of the best football, one of the best quarters of defensive football I've seen in a good while.
Bossier City, 9th in the SFL, scoring almost 24 points a game. DC ranked 15th, scoring just over 21 points a game. Who can strike first? BCS showing them blitz again. They're going to bring it. Going to be a toss out to the strong side. Breaks the tackle and picks up about 6 yards on that carry. It's Peanut Say.
And the running continuing to do what it does, and it's really just a situation of if DC can continue to keep the chains moving with their run game. We've only seen 2 passes come from Shabazz Synergy. We know what they want to do. Bossier City was prepared for it. You can see how well they're stacking up their box.
3rd down and 4 coming up as that run goes for about a yard. Getting the relatives mixed up. That was actually Kevin Say on that last carry. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Nothing in a defensive-minded contest here so far. You can see the renovations they made on this stadium for this week to honor B.E. Robo, who's retiring at the end of this season. And I got to admit, I'm impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. May you rest. And back in March, I had the pleasure of calling the game, the first game after that happened, and it was a special night. It was, and may you rest. And played for both of these teams, and it's a great display that both of them have agreed to do tonight.
Got to respect it. Sam Harris' carry on 3rd down goes nowhere. Going to force another punt here by DC as both these punters are getting a workout here early on. Punt is out and underway. Great high punt, fielded at about the 32-yard line before being tackled and knocked down at the 37 is Dave Axis.
Punters certainly going to have to bring out the leg sleeve soon into this game because, man, they are getting the action.
68 yards between here and pay dirt for Johnny Pickler. Number 14 comes out, surveys the defense. Out in this triple set, caused a lot today here so far. Versus this 4-2 nickel, going to be a strong power play outside again. And Rob Noel picking up right where he left off, getting some great blocking by his offensive line, picking up 9.
Yeah, and they just continue to churn the ball out on the ground. Rob Noel looking like his early season form again and into last season where he was so dominant. Eddie, just to show how much punting we've had 5 punts just in that first quarter alone. Well,
Yeah.
technically 4. That last one coming just at the start of the second. But we have more punts so far than we have completed passes.
Our joker set so far, Johnny Pickler has been running out in this situation. Second and short, and again slides after picking up the first down. I guess the offensive coordinator kind of hit him upside the head and said, Johnny, no more of that, and he's been sliding ever since.
Yeah, learned his lesson for sure. And DC is really going to have to learn that when they come in that look, that's always a possibility. You need to squeeze the linebackers and your defensive tackles against that look a little bit more.
3-2 defense. DC showing blitz, but they're going to run to the weak side, and a great job by Rob Noel finding a hole, picking up 9.
Yeah, he is just all over the field at this point. Bossier City's offensive line creating tremendous holes for him to run through. He's averaging just around 7.5 yards per carry at this point, Eddie. He is just running at will.
Johnny Pickler doesn't get the first down. No, he gets hung up behind his offensive line. It's going to be a 3rd down and inches. They're going to say no gain. I thought he actually went back on his own accord. I thought it should have been a 3rd down and 1, but home cooking says otherwise.
They sure do, and maybe a similar look we're going to see. DC finally adjusted to it last time.
2 tight ends on the field for this Bossier City offense. This time he's going to roll out to the strong side and picks up the first down before finally being brought down by the defense, putting all his weight into that tackle is Nick Fargo.
Yeah, I mean, didn't run it up the middle, but still kept it in the hands of Johnny Pickler. And he's already having a 20-yard rushing day on 5 carries up to this point.
Triple, they love this strong outside zone to this side. I'm not sure what they saw on film, but it's worked pretty much every time they dialed it up. This time, picking up 6 before being tackled and brought down by the defender, Peanut Say.
You know, you look at these defenders for DC, you have Nick Fargo and Chris Britton in the middle, and they have been dominant all season, especially at stopping the run. Nick Fargo, top 5 tackles for loss. Chris Britton has 14 as well. They go back to it, man.
Oh, we got a man down. Wow. Is that Johnny?
I think so.
It is. Johnny Pickler is down.
Oh.
Took 1 too many hits, and it does not look good. As you can see him on the ground, grimacing in pain. Hopefully he is okay, but should he not return? Yeah, he's limping bad off the field.
Yeah. That's that ACL, PCL, meniscus.
Yeah.
That's why you slide.
That's right.
You can't take hits like that when you're the captain. Going to have to rely on the backup now coming into the game, Mark Bulger.
Yeah, Mark Bulger and that quarterback.
Don't let him run.
Strong eye pro, please don't. Going to be a give to Rob Noel, who picks up the first down easy. And this offensive line, DJ, so far has doing a great job. And I know it's too early to tell, but so far they definitely have garnered the game ball.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've been blocking out of their minds. The holes for these backs are wide open. And, Eddie, I will say, of course you don't want to see your captain go down. But if there's any game he's going to get injured in, you'd want it to be one where you're running the ball every play.
Yeah. Let's see how that plays out. And, wow, this time, fights off a tackle before finally being brought down. They're going to mark it a gain of 2 yards. And it looked like it's going to be about 2nd and 11, but he picks up 2.
Yeah, now if you're Bossier City, you really want to keep it ahead of the sticks, because now if you do get forced into a throwing down, it's going to be a lot tougher than it was before. So these outside runs they've been continuing to do, we might see another here, maybe a pitch to the outside that you keep going with.
It'll focus on the sideline, telling everybody everything's going to be fine, don't worry about it, as they pick up another yard on the play to set up a 3rd down and 8. So this is going to be a first pass attempt a lot he's going to see out of the backup, Mark Bossier. Let's see how he does. Going to be a bunt set. Both teams love that formation so far today. Going to be a rollout to the weak side. Reading the defense, gets the ball out, and that ball is almost intercepted. That was a bad decision there, throwing into double coverage, but luckily it hits the turf unscathed, and Bossier City lives for a field goal attempt here.
Yeah, and that was thrown up to Billy Beers, who's had a very nice season up to this point as far as stopping the run goes and even the pass as well. Hasn't got an interception yet. But, you know, at least if this kick is good, the offense has put them in range to score. They just need to convert the kick.
And right down the middle. So far, remains perfect on the season. Now 14 of 14 with a longer 50 yards. Great job by the kickers. they're definitely getting their return on investment with Matt Finnick this season.
Absolutely.
So Bossier City strikes first. It takes about a quarter and a half to do it, but we finally got our first points in the game. Can DC respond? With only 39 yards of offense thus far in the game, they got to pick things up. They're going to field the ball about 3 yards inside the end zone before running it out and being marked down at the 28-yard line. Haven't went over this Bossier City secondary, so here we go. Cornerbacks, you got Pink Lisa, wife of Dave Axe, Michaela Forker, former Defensive Player of the Year in my mind, Stuart Zamaria, Gunny McGuire, co-owner of the squad, along with Bob Funk and Zach Holdorf. They're going to line up in a 4-4 bear defense versus this bunch base set. Going to run off to the strong side before picking up 3 yards. This DC offense has to find a way to get going.
Yeah, and, you know, you called out that formation there, that 4 bear, and, you know, Bossier City did their homework. They looked at last week's game where DC was just running all over the place, figured they'd want to again, certainly do, and man, what a hit.
What a hit in the backfield. That time, Bossier City lined up in a cover 2 defense out of that bear, and it resulted in a loss of 2 yards on the play, 3rd down and 9, and this DC offense, who's looked at times just magnificent this season, so far struggling today through almost 2 quarters of football. They're going to line up with this trips offense here. Trip set. Off to the nearest. They're going to scramble out to the strong side. Sebas surveys the defense. Finds over Bakoko, but it's a bang-bang play. She's unable to hold on to it, and it's going to force another punt by this DC offense.
Yeah, it looked like that might have been Gunny McGuire who got a hand in there and was able to force that one out. I knew it ended with an 8. And, I mean, that's a huge play. When you have Lauren Percoco as your pass catcher, you're not often going to see passes get dropped in those contested areas. But Gunny, veteran in the league, and top 5 in pass deflections, showing his presence there.
Ron Van Cleef, the kicker, pulling double duty, also serving as their punter today. Gets off a good one, and Bossier City going to start the ball, this drive off, at the 38-yard line.
Oh, is that Pickler?
Yeah, look, is that 14? Back. He is back in the game. You're right. Went to the sideline, rubbed some dirt on it, and got approval from the medical tent to return to the game. Going to be a 5-step drop out of his bunt set. Going to dump it off to his side, but wow, look at that hit. Looking for Vincalia, and he's bang play. That was a great hit by the defense. Incomplete pass. Yeah, but you can hear the crowd. You can hear the crowd screaming when they saw Johnny Pickler walking back onto the field.
Yeah, I mean, with how he was limping, it looked like he was going to be out for a while, but he showing some heart.
You can see him, his ankle is heavily taped here. Bunt set again. This time finds, is that Vincalia? No, it's not. It's Adam Williams, the tight end, who comes up with the reception. 1st down, Bossier City.
And Banfield running a great route there to get open in space. We're going to get another look at it here on the far side of that. Just running across up the middle, finding separation. 2 crosses run across the same spot on the field, trying to mix up the defenders in the back. Did so perfectly. And Pickler coming back into the game with 2 straight passes after the injury.
Could have sworn Adam Williams used to wear number 81 at one point. Nonetheless, good job on the completion there. This double set, they've been calling it about half the time today. They've been running this strong outside zone, but this time DC is all over it. Tackle for a gain of about 1 yard.
Yeah, and now that you're passing a little bit better, mixing in your runs will certainly get your offense moving at a full capacity as it needs to. They've been certainly the better offense today, but if they were more balanced, they'd be a lot better.
Triple set. Wow, look at that 3-step drop, and there we go. Right on cue. It's a bang play. The ball has to come out on a timing route there, and they find their receiver for another Bossier City 1st down.
Yeah, and Pickler, I mean, certainly hasn't missed a step since the injury. Firing that in the perfect spot. That pass gets him to over 42,000 on his career for passing yards.
That was Garrison Blue's first reception of the game as the offensive coordinator. This kind of be a give out of that strong eye spread. Going to give him about 1 yard as Garrison Blue on the carry.
Yeah, and you know, Eddie, we're seeing them stick away from the outside runs now. Their last few have been up the middle. Certainly seems like they're trying to change what they're doing a little bit for some reason. Maybe it's because Pickler came back. But I'd like to see a little bit more of those outside runs.
Tried it again there with that strong outside zone, but back-to-back attempts, they've tried it, and DC has been all over, going to set up a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, now again, you're forced into a pass situation. But Pickler has came back after the injury, firing on all cylinders. I'm sure they're not shying away from it.
Here comes the blitz, like they're bringing at least 5, and they do bring them. They're going to roll that away from the blitz, buys himself some more time, and finds Vincalia, his #1 wide receiver, for a 1st down.
Yeah, that's a terrific play call. You had 4 lined up against the bunch from that side over on DC facing the strong side. So Pickler rolls to the opposite side. Your lineman over there set the edge very well, and you just have an inside route from Vincalia. The safety tries to keep up. Vincalia is the type of receiver, once you lose a step, you're losing the route.
Strong eye spread versus this 4-2 nickel defense. Another quick 3-step drop, and lucky that pass was not intercepted, as 3 DC Dragons were swarming all over the receiver there. Lucky that one didn't go the other way. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left in this first half. Can Bossier City drain out this clock, put some points on the board, and put even more pressure on this offense by DC that's faltering so far today? Tune in and find out. Johnny Pickler, looking at him, just looking all confident as he serves their defense. Look at this 4-2 nickel. Corners are playing back versus this triple set. You got Dave Axis lined up at tight end. Gonna look for his receiver down the field. Being marked down at about the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for Bossier City. If I'm Bossier City, I'm gonna make as much of this clock as I can, trying to run this clock out.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, especially in this scenario. You'd like to hope that they're gonna run the ball here. You know, now that Pickler's back in the game, maybe they go for that sneak.
Oh, Johnny. They do sneak it, and DC was all over it, and he got pounded into the turf, picked up and body slammed. Johnny, come on, man.
Yeah, Nick Fargo just speared him right off the snap. And whenever you're in goal line defense, that QB sneak is going to start to work less and less.
Hey, let's be coming again to the QB sneak or rollout. Let's see what he decides to do here. Going to be a rollout to the strong side, trying to buy time. And he scores! Johnny Pickler with a short memory shakes off the tackle, then another before finally being dragged to the end zone. And Bossier City puts up the first offensive touchdown today, and they have extended their lead 10-0, extra point pending.
Johnny No Fear Pickler. He called it perfectly, Eddie. Did the rollout. The receiver couldn't hold the block, but it didn't matter. Johnny Pickler fought through the block, or fought through the tackle that the defensive back was trying to lay. Eventually, one of the defensive linemen caught up to him and tackled him, but it was just too late. And Johnny Pickler looking like Iron Man as he gets back up, shake himself off, and he's ready to ball.
That was Johnny's 7th rushing TD of the season. Most SFL running backs don't have that many.
Yeah, certainly not.
Whatever he had for breakfast, to be able to come back from that hit, give me some of that.
Yeah, I got to show respect to the running QB. You know, I love it.
Bossier City kicks his ball off, going to be fielded at about the 2-yard line. Going to be returned out. Going to mark him down at the 29-yard line. 1 minute, 4 seconds left. DC has all 3 timeouts. How aggressive do you think they should get here, DJ?
I think they should completely change their offensive game plan, and they should let an all-star caliber quarterback in Shabazz Synergy throw to his the all-star caliber targets you have out there. Connor Weston and Lauren Percoco have been putting on amazing seasons. Get the ball through the air a little bit.
So far, he's putting up stats that warrants him an all-star vote should the season get concluded today. Let's see what he does. Comes out in that bunch set here. Base bunch, going to be a toss out to the strong side. And finally makes a man miss before finally being brought down before he got out of bounds. Clock's going to continue to run, but Kevin Say picks up 5.
Yeah, and I mean, from the looks of it, DC is content going into the half, and I'm not sure why, Eddie. You haven't given Shabazz Synergy much opportunity to throw the ball. Let him get that arm warmed up for the second half and try and leave this quarter with a touchdown.
Strong out Jacks trying to get out to the strong side. Nothing doing. Might have lost half a yard on that carry of Seth Harrison before finally being brought down. This Bossier City defense has come to play today. Stephen Fellows with the tackle.
Yeah, they certainly have. They did their homework. They know DC's a run-first team.
Listen to this crowd. They're going to bring the blitz. You can see them coming. They're bringing at least 6. Just don't know who yet. They bring pressure from the outside. And wow, what a great contested catch for a first down there on 3rd down. Connor Weston with the reception. Right down the middle of the field in traffic. No fear. No, he's going to get hit, but that's going to bring this first half to a close, DJ.
Yeah, and man, what a half it was. I mean, defense first. I mean, these defenses showed up. They did their homework. Bossier City's offense certainly picking up. The run game producing very well. Johnny Pickler is indestructible, it seems, and has certainly started to pass a bit more successfully as this half progressed. And man, it's just been, it's really just, can these offenses get a spark? Can they keep a sustained drive going? And up to this point, we've only seen it happen twice. The first time resulting in an interception, the second resulting in a Johnny Pickler touchdown.
The DC Dragons offense has been put in cruise control as Sebastian Synergy has had the handcuffs put on them. Only 4 pass attempts completed for the entire first half, completed 2 of them. So they have yet to take the shackles off of them. For BCS, it's been their defense leading the way to get them this 10-0 lead here at the half. Can they sustain it? Sebastian Synergy, he's been playing like an all-star. Does he get the opportunities in the second half to showcase those abilities? We shall see. Second half underway here. Gonna get started here momentarily. Crowd getting settled back into their seats. DC is gonna get the ball here to start the 3rd quarter. And what do you think they need to do, DJ, to get back into this game offensively?
I mean, show a bit more aggression, like you asked at the end of that first half. Excuse me. I think it's the same situation. I mean, we know Bossier City planned to stop your running attack, and if you keep relying on that, if they stay in a similar package, they're going to get bottled up, and I think we're going to see another stagnant half.
I agree. Coming out in a bunch set here versus another 4-4 defensive look. It's going to be a base bunch out of DC. Going to be a toss out to that strong side, and Bossier City has been all over it. But despite the fact they pick up 4 yards. And for the first time tonight, we have an SFL game break. Ken, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Eddie. Just before the end of the first half, Christian Brown trying to force it down the field for Vancouver, and Stephen Black steps up in the flat and picks it off. His first career touchdown. Minnesota back into it, 13-10 Legion as they start the 3rd. Back to you.
His first pick 6 gives him one more than Hall of Fame legend extraordinaire, all-pro safety, best in the business who ever done it, Eddie Gage. So that's a notch in his cap. 3rd down and 4. Base bunt set here for DC. Man, they love it. But can they get production out of it here? Bossier City showing blitz again. They bring it right up the middle. Rolls out and finds his receiver for a first down. Talk about bailing out your quarterback as he had to break the route off early. James Walters picks up his first reception of the game.
Let's see if we get an angle of the QB. We don't. Stuart Zemelia ran a QB blitz there off the edge, Eddie, and it was a millisecond as the throw was being made that she connected with the quarterback and laid a devastating hit on Synergy. But, I mean, he got the throw off in time, and it was their best pass of the night.
Doing blitz again, and Bossier City has been all over it. And if DC is going to get back into this game, DJ, they need a more diversified portfolio on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to be more balanced, like you said.
2nd down and 10. Bear defense versus this base front. Going to be a toss out to that strong side. Gets a bit of a running lane and pick. We got another man down. Oh no, who is down in the field? And it's Michaela Forker, former Comeback Player of the Year award recipient just last season. along with being a running for the defensive player of the year, hopefully she is A-OK and can return to this ball game at some point.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, she was for sure in the talks of that defensive player of the season, and she had a phenomenal season. I mean, a ton of interceptions. That's one that's going to hurt as this game progresses.
Bunn set this time out of the 4-wide receiver set. Going to be a 5-step drop. Surveys the defense, throws it right down the middle and finds a wide open Connor Weston. And that's about as open as we've seen a DC Dragon receiver today, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. When they do pass it, that's certainly been the most open we've seen. Most of their throws end up going to Lauren Percoco in pretty tight coverage. But that time, you see the concept there, the flood breaking off of each other, a natural pick route to produce open space just above the linebacker.
Ran a 50Z slant, they call it. It takes time. You need the offensive line to hold up and for the route to develop to the open space of the zone. And that time, the offensive line did a great job doing just that. Kevin Say running up that strong side, going to pick up about 2 yards. And this Bossier City defense has done a great job containing this DC Dragon run game.
Yeah, they really have. It's something that I and others are going to look back when you look at how to stop DC in the future, because their rushing attack is such an important part of how they play the game that if others can definitely learn from it.
Air cover 2 defense put out there to stop those outside zones. When you got a corner out there and a safety blitzing from the weak side, not have much time for the play to develop. And Bossier City, every time they dialed it up, it's work today. 3rd down and long, and listen to this crowd. Here comes the blitz again, this time coming from the weak side, excuse me. Gonna send a man in motion. Bossier City bringing a blitz from Pink Lisa. Can she get to the quarterback? Forces the ball out quick and unable to hit a wide open target. Had a man there, Mason Kirby. Had he brought that ball in, it would have been a foot race to the end zone, DJ.
Yeah, it sure would have. There was just so much traffic around that route tree over there, Eddie, that it was just going to be rough finding your target through all of those blue jerseys. And I think that's what we saw there. The pass just off the mark for anyone that could have caught it. And again, we have a punt for DC.
Ron Van Cleef with more punts than field goal attempts, getting in extra work here today. And wow, he's going to need to get an ice bath for his foot there should he make too much more contact with the football today. But nonetheless, this ball's going to start out this drive, on a 27-yard line for Bossier City. Johnny Pickler, we've seen this formation a lot. Here comes the strong outside zone, or is it going to be the strong power? Which one you think, DJ?
I think it's going to be that power.
It's going to be the strong outside zone, and Rob Noah's going to pick up about 3 yards. And Bossier City's been doing a great job staying ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, they sure have, especially running the ball, right? It was something we talked about early on in the game when we saw the interception and then the few incompletions after, that if DC can keep Bossier City behind the sticks and playing DC's type of football, it's going to look in their favor. But Bossier City has really started to play their style of football, running the ball as they will, passing when they want, not getting stuck in too many 3rd and long scenarios.
I joke and say going to send a tight end to the far side of the field. Johnny Pickler surveys the defense, throws the ball right down the middle field, and he is lucky that that ball was not intercepted there. I think that was Nick Fargo with the deflection.
Yeah, and Fargo's already in double-digit tackles in this game. He's been all over the place, and what should have been the second interception for Johnny Pickler falls to the turf. Now they are forced into a long 3rd down like we just talked about.
Former Sioux Falls Sparrow with that deflection. Here comes the blitz by DC, bringing an outside linebacker and a corner, and that ball is almost intercepted, almost a touchdown, but nonetheless, neither one of those happened. Jeff Banfield, I think that the corner coming over trying to pick that ball off might have blinded him between himself and the football there for a moment.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing, because it doesn't look like the corner quite touched it. But in his attempt to go up for the football, blocked the line of sight for Banfield, like you had said, and I think that's really what just got him a little bit discombobulated as he tried to pull that in.
DC's defense keep him in this game as Danny Dimes gets the punt away. Nice return there by Seth Harrison. Going to set up DC at their own 32-yard line. Both defenses playing bend but don't break, and at some point, DC's offense has to make something happen. Can they do it here on this drive? Do they take the handcuffs off of Sebastian Synergy? Going to be a toss out to the strong side of the field. Going to pick up about 4 yards. That's a tough spot there. I thought there was more than that, but they're going to give him a gain of 4.
Yeah, you know, in this game, I think one thing that Bossier City is doing so well is sealing the edge on these rushes. We're seeing DC have to run the ball inside so often because on most of those outside runs, those pitches and those stretch runs, we're seeing tackles for loss.
I mean, another toss out to the strong side, but BCS, I'm telling you, they've done their homework on defending those toss plays, or even the strong outside zones to the strong side. It's just been tough sledding all day long here for DC.
Yeah.
First time we've seen this look today. Gun quads left, I believe it is. Sebas looking downfield, finds a man partially open, but a great job being knocked away. Looking for Lauren Pococo, but Gunny McGuire all over that one. I remember a few seasons ago, back in the old era of 2K football here for the SFL, Gunny used to get picked on, but since then his build has developed quite nicely, and now he's become a reliable defender for this BCS defense. Gonna have to punt this ball right back to Bossier City, and I don't know, both offenses saying it's your turn to do something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of hot potato, just giving the ball back. Like you mentioned, Eddie, I mean, Gunny McGuire has been, progressing so well, and we even see it in this game. That's the second time in this game alone that he's been manned up one-on-one with Lauren Percoco, that he won the battle. How often could you say that?
Often indeed, and I continue to be impressed looking at even the jerseys now of these BCS outfit. This is looking really smooth.
Yeah.
Like it almost glow in the dark. Gonna send a tight end in motion. Oh, this time it's gonna be a give by Rob Noel. Picks up 3 yards. Yo, like this video. I'll say it again. Like this video. Please support our hard-working crew by smashing the like button. What are y'all waiting on? It's free to do. Subscribe and commentate on this video. It really helps the channel out. Turn the notifications on so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or podcast. Vin Carrier gets the reception out and picks up a first down, lining up out of the backfield. First time we called his name in a while.
Yeah, and it's another, I think the last time we did it, he was on a very similar look to that, where Callia was lined up in the backfield, and it was another flat route. I mean, Bossier City doing a great job of picking when to choose these plays, because we saw, again, the corners playing very soft coverage far off the line.
Triple, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. DC showing blitz. Oh, wow. Look, that play was not blown up in the backfield, and somehow Rob Noel picks up 2. That's one of his better runs, because that could have easily been a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, and that's not something we've seen a whole lot tonight for this Bossier City offensive line. Usually it's us singing to their praises, but that time DC shot gaps very well and should have, like you mentioned, blew that play up, but nice running.
This time DC bottles up that strong outside zone. Going to set up a 3rd down and long.
And we just continue to see stagnant offensive production from both of these teams. And now we're in another situation where Bossier City is playing DC's defensive football, forced to throw now on 3rd.
3-2 dime versus this bunch look here. Going to be a straight 5-step drop. Surveys, the defense gets the ball out. And somehow, oh my goodness, is that Dave Vaxis? It is. Breaks a tackle and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Bossier City.
And as I called it the first go-around in his honor game, that was for you, B. Dave Axis, a huge play, pulled it in double coverage, does a spin to shake off the defenders, and after that, they were tasting that Bossier City dust, going into that beautiful painted end zone, forever 88, and that's 17 for Bossier City.
51-yard touchdown reception by Dave Axis. Beat Darrell Bullock on that play. One-on-one, Dave Axis makes a play to extend this lead. 17-0 Bossier City, and it is upset alert out here in Texas.
Yeah, like, Eddie, like we were talking about a little bit before the game went live. I mean, Bossier City is the type of team, they only have 2 wins, but I'm not super shocked by this. I mean, they've played super well against some great teams, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was only a matter of time before one win in their favor. That's not to say it's over. Still a ton of football left.
Still a ton of football left, and DC isn't just going to go down just absorbing this. So, I don't know. Let's see if they finally let Shabazz see what he can do out here. Here's his bunt set again. Going to be a 4-4 defense. Looks like man. It is man one. Going to be a run out to that strong side, and Seth Harrison. Great job by the exterior of the offensive line by the right tackle, allowing him to pick up 6.
And Eddie, an interesting thing to look at is the history of these 2 teams going back. Both of these teams pretty long-winded dynasties. That's something we'll talk about as this drive commences.
Strong out. That's going to be a toss out to that strong side and makes a man miss before finally being brought down. They're going to mark it 3rd and inches there. Great run there by Kevin Say.
Bossier City came into the league season 6 as the Dallas Law. They bounced around quite a bit. DC has always been in DC since season 5. They had a tenure out of the league. But these teams, Eddie, have faced 5 times. DC has won every single matchup all the way back to season 7.
Strong out Jacks is going to be a give to the fullback or a toss. Going to be a give to the up back, the fullback there. Nice job picking up the first down.
Yeah, didn't get touched until about that second level where Gunny McGuire made it downfield, wrapped him up. Not before he made it past the sticks, though, and DC stays ahead of him.
Stephon Trago there on the carry, his first carry of the game. Shabazz throwing the ball, and look what he can do when he's allowed to throw the ball. Picks up a great first down. Mason Kirby, who briefly retired for a season, back in action in DC, picking up the first.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's got to be the longest play of the day.
Yeah.
Here for DC. Yeah, I believe so. And it was a huge chunk play that pushes them past 50 now. And this already hasn't even been that long of a drive, Eddie, but it's already the most well-sustained one they've had up to this point.
Up at the 43-yard line. Going to be a give to the strong side, and Bossier City once again all over it, not allowing them to get the run game going. DC having to do it all through the air, and it just has not happened because they just haven't attempted it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they need to rely on the pass, but they just aren't passing.
Freddie Chamo with that last tackle. Here comes that Bear defense again. This time it can be an inside blast 3, and they are all over it again. 3rd down and 12. This DC Dragon run game just is struggling so far here today.
Yeah, it is, and it's another run to the outside that we see get completely snuffed out by this defensive front of Bossier City. They are playing at a complete shutdown level against a very good running team.
3rd down and forever for Shabazz. Going to try to run for it, but the clock runs out and he goes down again. Bossier City are not playing around. Jabu McSlim with the sack.
Yeah, and just all over the place is Slim. 2nd of the game. You look at him, he's not very slim, Eddie. And all of that weight was certainly felt on Shabazz Synergy as that hit was made. He'll remember that one the next time he holds the ball for that long.
And that's going to do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, SFL Nation, put your 4s up. We got a lot of football left in us.
It's 4s, 12s, 88s.
You know it. All of them. DC going to have to punt here on 4th and long. Going to try to pin Bossier City deep into their own end. Can they do it? Punt is underway, and for whatever reason decides to field it at the 4-yard line instead of let it try to bounce to the end zone. going to get out to the 14-yard line. One quarter of football left, and it looks like DC's defense may have to get a spark into their offense by making a play, getting a turnover, whether it be a interception or a forced fumble. Do something to wake up this offense. Not quite sure what defense this is. Like they might be bringing a slot corner on a blitz. They are bringing them. Run right past them, and Rob Noel picks up 2 yards.
Yeah, and they're padding the defensive line pretty heavily for DC, like you said. They brought the slot corner down. He was playing right at the line, trying to get around the edge. The tackle over on that side did a great job of sealing it, making sure he couldn't get around in time to make a play.
2nd down and 8. Bossier City looking to play keep away, runs off to that strong side, and again, it seems like no matter who's in the backfield, they get significant yardage here, and that time is Robert Nemchuk with the carry.
Yeah, we haven't got to call a whole lot of Nemchuk's today, not a whole lot of his name today, as a lot of the load has been on Rob Noel's shoulders.
3rd down and 4. What do? They keep it on the ground, and Rob Noel, does he get the first down? No, he does not. They're going to mark it short, 4th and inches. I don't mind the play call if they had success running that play today, but this time they were just short of the sticks.
Yeah, it's not always going to work in your favor. And like you said, I like the play call. It's something you know will work, and they just try and do that to continue their drive. And like we mentioned so much tonight, stay ahead of the sticks. And they're forced to punt again. You can see the 3rd down efficiency there up at the top of your screen. 4 for 9 for Bossier City. DC only 25%, 3 of 12.
11 punts total in this game today also. But DC starting this drive off with is about as good for field position if they had all game. Can they capitalize on it is the bigger question. Base bunt set versus this 4-4 defense. We've seen it all game long. They're going to blitz out of it, cover 2. And wow, great reception. Bringing the ball down and caught it. I believe the ball was around his shoelaces, was Mason Kirby when he brought that catch in.
Looks like it. And I love to see them changing the pace a little bit on offense, coming out passing now. Even with that completion, Eddie, DC has more punts than completions up to this point.
Wow, that's not a good day at the office anytime you hear those stats, and something's got to change for him. Base bunt set, finds Connor wide open on the out route, picks up about 6 yards. Mark it 8 yards, going to set up a 2nd down and 2.
There we go, Shabazz starting to throw more, looking a lot more confident himself in his offense, the coaches as well. If you're Bossier City, the one thing that has really shaken up Shabazz when he does pass is them sending pressure. Let's see if he does that, if they do that a little bit more throughout this game.
That's still going to be a give off to that strong side, and picking up the 1st down is DC just outside the 30.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about, just as that second quarter was ending, Eddie, is just more of a balanced offense, right? Now for probably the first time in a set of downs, 2 passes and a run up to this point, certainly changing things up as DC.
Going to be a toss out to the strong side, and that's about as productive as a run we've seen out of DC, so a lot of things going right for him, picking up 6 on that carry.
Certainly a sustained drive for them up to this point. They've done their due diligence, they fed and watered it, and now they just got to finish it.
Strong eye jacks. Going to be a toss out to the strong side, and great job by the exterior of the offensive line. Unabated, not hit until he passed the line of game.
Yeah, now we're really starting to see all the things we critiqued DC on throughout the entirety of this game really start to come back into full fruition. An outside run that actually produces that Bossier City doesn't shut down immediately.
Here's that Bear defense again. It's going to be cover 2. And over the corner in front of the safety, but it's a bang play. Looking for the touchdown, but Pink Lisa was having none of that.
Yeah, that was a huge play. Saved, like I said, what would have been a touchdown.
that cover 2 out of this Bear defense has worked wonders for you. Every time Bossier City is dotted up today, and it looks like they're playing cover 2 defense again here. They back out. Looking for that ball is picked off at about the 3-yard line, and when it rains, it pours. DC just when they got their most consistent drive of the game, it ends off for not turnover here by this Bossier City defense, and Sebastian Synergy just having an off night here at the office.
And that is the backup safety, David Gibson, who was playing in the spot of Zach Holdorf, who went down with an injury earlier. Wow. I mean, we talked about they had to finish the drive, and they just completely shot themselves in the foot.
I was just leading to that because BCS was asking for an update from the league about what's going on with them, but it turns out they didn't need them. Here's that strong outside zone again, out of doubles, picking up 5 yards before getting out of bounds is Rob Noel.
Yeah, I like that here for Bossier City. I mean, what you want to do at this point is keep your offense on the ground more often than not. Not just because you're in your own side of the field, deep in it, but you have a significant lead and you have time to chew off of the clock. The only downside you can look at that run is that they were forced out of bounds. Try and keep it inside of the hashes if you are going to run, just to make sure there's no... Oh, no, they're going to say the clock kept going. Wow, certainly looked like he got out.
He did, but once the ball is spotted, outside of 5 minutes, they're going to rewind the clock up. Our Joker said Johnny Pickler going to toss out of this. Again, Vin Callier, I think all of his receptions came. He's still in bounds, and out to about the 23-yard lines is Vin Callier. That's his 3rd reception when being lined up and out of the backfield.
Yeah, and I mean, these flats are certainly working wonders. This is something we don't see a whole lot too often. It's giving shades of Art Vandelay in Florida a little bit, Eddie, where they're using him in the pass game a good bit. And it certainly looks like they've drawn up a good look for it, because they only do it whenever it's very soft coverage from the corner on that side.
Zach Holdorf telling the team, I guess he's not needed since his backup to the first down. And Gunny, the co-owner of the team, didn't even know who the backup was. He said, congratulations, number 28, whoever the hell you are. But it's going to be a give right up the A-gap. Rob Noel just getting stronger as the game goes on, picks up 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, talk about staying ahead of the sticks, and that's more like it. That is the Bossier City we saw in the first half. Huge gaps being made for your running backs, not getting touched till the second level. Rob Noel continues what has been a very nice day on the ground.
Closing in on 100 yards. He wants that bonus money. Our Joker set here. Going to be another Johnny Pickler scramble up the gut for a first down and slides. Oh, they're going to mark him 3rd and short.
That's
I totally
crazy.
disagree.
Yeah, me too.
Where is the challenge flag? I guess Garrison Blue decided to keep it in his pocket. Offensive coordinator for this team. They're going to line up and our Jokers again. I guess he doesn't mind Johnny taking a hit punishment at this point in the game.
Yeah.
But let's see what he does here. Going to roll out to the weak side, and does he pick up the first down? Yes, he does, and more. Oh, man! He does a slide. He makes a man miss before picking up about 20 yards on that carry. Johnny Pickler, with a short memory, says, the heck with that slide and stuff, coach. I'm trying to pad my stats so I can get paid this offseason.
Mama, there's that man, your second leading rusher on the day. Johnny Pickler averaging 4.5 per carry and nearing 50 yards. Looking like a running back out there.
That reminds me of when Hall of Fame linebacker Brian Urlacher got embarrassed out there by the quarterback on Monday Night Football. Embarrassing. He's going to drop back this time and hits. Is that Rob Noel? It is. First time we see him lined up in that situation out of our Jokers. Picks up 7.
But they always say you can't spell embarrassing without bears.
Oh, come on, bro. They won today, by the way. Not sure if you heard.
They sure did. Yeah, they did, unfortunately.
That defense was balling out. 2nd down and 3 as Bossier City looks to close this game out with this drive. Our Joker said here, Johnny Pickler, I don't know. Does he finish this game? Going to send Garrison Blue in motion, the tight end, out to the far side of the field. And he does on these fumbles. Oh, and it's recovered by DC. Johnny, my brother, please, bro.
Getting too ahead of yourself.
See, he juked the last man out, and he was feeling good.
He was feeling hot.
Yeah, he was feeling himself, and and now here he is, fumbling the ball away and giving DC new life.
Yeah, I mean, he was telling coach, he's like, I'm a runner. I got this. And now he's heading back to the sideline, and coach is giving him a mean stare down as he's walking back.
He didn't even walk by the coach. He went straight towards the boundaries of the sideline.
He walked straight away from him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now Sabaz going to hit Mason Kirby for a gain of about 7 as they go into the hurry up out of this triple set.
Is that Holborn?
2:50 left in the game. 5-step drop. Looks downfield and finds. Oh, they're going to mark it like a fumble. Did the ball hit the ground? I'm not sure it did. And guess who? Number 28. I'm not going to say his name because Gunny Darsher doesn't know his name. He gets the recovery, but is it going to stand? I'm not sure the ball hit the ground. I don't think that was a fumble, but the question is, did the ball hit the ground?
Yeah, you're going to see it here, hit out, and he caught it mid-air.
He caught it. Number 28, looking for some incentive money. He isn't going to get any, but he does get to return to the team next week, DJ.
Yeah, they might keep his key card active for another few days after this performance. They might let him stay in the team housing, keep the facilities open to him. Oh, man. And they get it right back. Yeah. All the momentum just shot out of DC.
I tell you what, with a performance like today, does Zach Holdorf get cut in a cap-saving move next season? 5-step drop, going to find Vin Kaya out of the backfield again. Spins before finally being brought down at the game about 5 as we approach the 2-minute warning.
No, and he made the tackle on the play before that as well. And I thought it was Zach Holdorf, because of the complexion, and I saw a 2. I really thought it was him in that play. I saw the 28, and I was like, oh, man.
Zach Holdorf on the sideline saying, does anyone need a new safety because I might be getting cut in a cap-saving move this offseason. Our Joker set. BCS looking for win number 3 on the season. They're 2 minutes away from it. Do they snap the ball? They do not smartly allow that one to click down to the 2-minute warning. Hey, you guys, guess what? Monday, Cameron Irvine and Charles Doherty are back for the Monday Night Spectacular. This week, the Baltimore Vultures try to push their playoff hopes into another week, welcoming in the surging Washington Trident. Winners of 5 straight games. Johnny Pickles drops back and picks up the first down to Garrison Blue. But, yo, I wasn't done, y'all. Washington, D.C., they won 5 straight. Kickoff is Monday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. The SFL lives on a virtual football network.
I'll be watching.
Of course, I will, too. Our Joker set. BCS gonna send tight end in motion. That's Adam Williams. 5-step drop. Gonna throw the ball right down in the middle of the field, looking for Adam Williams, but that ball falls incomplete. Bang, bang play. Second down and 10.
I got one question. Why are we passing here?
I'm not sure.
I mean, you're trying to take the timeout away.
You know why? Look who's lined up at quarterback.
I do know why, but I mean, I get it. I really do. Trust me. But man, keep it on the ground. Let Pickler run it. I mean, come on.
Oh, it's play action. What is he doing?
Oh,
and the ball falls incomplete, and they stop the clock. He wants to get. He lives for contact.
He does.
But I tell you what, when he gets to the sideline, that's 2 straight plays where he stopped the clock for free for DC. And his quarterback, I'm telling you, his offensive coordinator Garrison Blue is going to give him an earful.
Yeah.
And this time he lines up in the gun split spread set. 2 backs in the backfield, 3 wide receivers on the field. Oh, they're going to hand it off, thank God.
There we go.
Because Johnny might not have had a job. And Rob Noel picks up 6 before DC burns their first time out.
Yeah, I mean, at least one of them's off the clock. You're going to have to, you might be able to get a really nice punt, pin them deep. But, I mean, DC, they have their 2 timeouts. I don't know if you call it here. I mean, you need a miracle at this point if you're DC. At this point, I feel like you're playing for pride. You need some points.
It starts with a punt return, but they won't get one. As that ball is going to bounce around and get down to about the 9-yard line. DC with 168 yards of total offense. But hold on, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, Cameron Irvine, what do you got for us with this update?
It's game, set, bingo over in Minnesota, 26-10. Vancouver with the lead. The legend trying to come back. Overthrow to Drew Hamilton, who not only picks it up off the ground, but then takes it all the way back. Vancouver, 33-10. They're going to improve to 8-2. Back to your finish in Bossier City.
You see that stiff arm at the end by
yeah.
wow, Drew Hamilton securing that pick six. It seems like everybody in the SFL gets a pick six besides me, but hey, it is what it is. Sebastian Synergy with 10 completed passes on the day out of 16 attempts. He does have the interception. Lining up in his triple set as time winds down. Going to send Mason Kirby in motion to the far side of the screen. Bossier City showing blitz. Do they back out of it? They do blitz. Going to bring 4. And that ball is batted away from Mason Kirby. Going to set up a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, now
189 total yards of offense, DJ.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you're playing a team, you want to say a team like Bossier City, but I mean, you look at 2 wins, they just haven't been able to finish. They're a solid team.
Very.
I mean, they got ahead early and they stuck with it, but that's just not the type of offensive production you want at any point.
Not at all, but this time they hit, I believe there was Connor Weston there for a 1st down. They go into the hurry up out of this double set. Going right back to him, same play and same result. 1st down at about the 26-yard line is DC. Can they score points out of this drive? It'll be another 5-step drop. Gets the ball out right before he's hit, and bang! Mason Kirby down at about the 8-yard line. They're going to keep going, keeping this defense on the field. That defensive line got to be huffing and puffing at this point. They're going to spike the ball, though, to my surprise.
Yeah, probably just want to go back into the huddle, talk things out, and save a little bit of time. I don't hate it, and you'll come back out in a better look, something you trust as the field is getting shorter and shorter. DC, I mean, it's going to be rough sledding in this game. It's pretty much over, but they want points to end this one.
Well, look, first time we've seen this out of DC today. Going to be a 5-step drop, 50 doubles cross, and Mason Kirby capitalizes as he gets the ball with a beautifully thrown pass by Shabazz just over the helmet of the defender for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something we could have seen if we saw Shabazz get the opportunity to throw a little bit more in this game. You look at his stats, he's played solidly, Eddie. He's just under 60% completion, has only thrown 9 incompletions in the game in total besides his interceptions. He's been solid.
Doug Day in the chat stating that Pittsburgh is very happy with this result as DC takes on a loss. They are their division rival, and Pittsburgh already solidified a playoff spot with their beat down of the Scorpions on Friday night, looking to solidify their playoff position. And here comes an onside kick attempt here by DC, but it's fielded cleanly by the BCS the BCS, and Dave Axis with his 2nd touchdown of the day, this time on special teams.
Taking advantage of a lapse in the kickoff squad there of DC, taking it back the other way and crossing the plane. And his 2nd touchdown on the day, this time coming in the special teams department. And already it was looking bleak if you're DC. After that, I think that's the last nail and bow on top of the coffin.
Bossier City came into this game, DJ, with a 2-7 record. But listen to this. A 4-point loss about a 5-time Florida Storm, a 3-point loss to Charleston in week 2 when they were undefeated, a 7-point loss versus Chicago, a 5-point loss by the defending champion Mexico City Aztecs, a 10-point loss, their biggest deficit of the season, by the Scorpions, followed by a 12-point loss at that time by Detroit, and another 1-score loss by 7 to Fort Worth. If they were just somehow able to get those losses to at least half of those into wins, they could be a playoff contender. It just has not been, luck has just not been on their side this season with those 1-score games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with that being said, you look at the division they're in, right? I mean, that only makes things harder. Being in the South, if you can't have any room for error. You know, I will say this season for the South has been quote unquote weaker than it has in previous seasons. Last season comes to mind where dang near every team in the South could have been a playoff team. But this season, Bossier City has taken a step back. You know, Fort Worth has looked a little rough, but at times they look like one of the best in the league. Albuquerque is human at home. We're finding out, but of course Mexico City and Houston doing what they've done always.
Luis Amaya almost had a pick six had he been able to hold on to the ball, but it was a batted away. Going to set up a 2nd down and 10 here. 33 seconds left here in this 4th quarter. Man defense out of Bossier City. Going to send Mason Kirby in motion. Going to be a 3-step drop. Going to get the ball out quick, and it's a bang play. That ball is brought in, I believe that was by Connor Weston. Looking to go hurry. Do they spike it or do they try to get the ball off? They're going to spike it.
And you know, you look at this game for historical purposes, Eddie. They want to score another touchdown, because if DC loses this game at 7 points scored, this will be the lowest scoring performance by either of these teams in their 5-meeting history.
Triple set going to send Pococco, excuse me, not Pococco, that's going to be James Walters in motion. A step drop, throws the ball down the right sideline, and that is batted away. Looking for Lauren Pococco.
Guess who?
Guess who? Number 28. I'm just going to refer to him as number 28.
I like that.
If Gunny can call him number 28, and there you go, and he owns the team, we can call him that too. But the replacement, that's another good mouse. The replacement. The future replacement of Zach Holdorf in season 26. Dime look. Going to get the ball out, and that is, I believe that's Connor Weston. No, that was, excuse me, Pococco on that reception. Ball spotted about the 50-yard line. And again, going to elect to spike the ball. 6 seconds left in the game.
And I mean, you're going to need a Hail Mary for anything. You know, prior to this game, back in season 20, when Bossier City was the Alamo City Artillery, they scored 13 in a loss to DC. But DC, if they don't score, no team has scored lower than 13 in the history of these two teams playing.
Looking for it all here, and the ball is overthrown with about 3 seconds left. Looking for Connor Weston. And you look at the total yardage for this game, and suddenly DC is making it look respectable after being pretty much manhandled for about 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, the points on their scoreboard certainly helped soften the blow a little bit.
3 seconds left in the game. This crowd is still on fire, looking for a stop despite this game being in no doubt. Hail Mary attempt here is hauled in and attempt to be caught by Mason Kirby before being knocked away. And that's going to do it. DC Dragons are going to take only their 3rd defeat here of the season. Wow, BCS looks sharp all game long, DJ.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they finally had one fall in their favor. They took the lead early. They dominated. They played Bossier City football. We haven't got to say that a whole lot. Usually it's the other teams playing their style of football. Not often do you see Bossier City dictate the clock, dictate the flow of the game, dictate the plays, and they did so, and they did so very convincingly. It felt like their game to lose the entire game, Eddie.
Johnny Pickler has 16 interceptions coming into this game. How do you keep him from throwing more? You keep the ball on the ground, and they did that throughout the game. He's only had 22 pass attempts. He completed 12 of them. He did throw a pick, but for the most part, it was the ground and pound game by Bossier City that got the job done today. Rob Noel with 102 yards unofficially on 22 carries, followed by another 11 carries by the quarterback, Johnny Pickler. He's going to fill that one, though, I promise you. Sure and 5 more carries by the backup carry, Robert Nemchek. You guys, we're going to get up out of here. For myself, for DJ Kilgannon, free agent soon to be, for Cameron Irvine, everybody in the stat truck who make things do what they do, including JW. We out of here, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.